Hey kids, it's Captain Craig. Hope you're all having a fantastic week again this week. And today is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. And remember, tonight is Kids Club. It starts at 6 o'clock at the Crossing Community Church. All the kindergartners through 5th graders are welcome to join us. We'll be having snacks, we'll be playing games, and best of all, we'll be sharing Bible stories with each other. So moms, take your dad out for an hour and a half without the kids and enjoy your Father's Day together. Now today we're going to be back in the book of Genesis. We'll be in Genesis 6. It continues kind of with what we left off with last week. If you remember, Adam and Eve had just sinned and were told to leave the Garden of Eden forever. God was not very happy with them. Well, today we're going to tell you the story of a man named Noah. A man who built a really big boat. And it goes something like this. During Noah's lifetime, people were acting very wickedly. This made God very unhappy. It made him sad because people seemed to be thinking more about themselves than about God. Noah, however, was a good man. He loved and obeyed God, and God loved Noah very much. God actually loved all the people as much as he loved Noah, but at that time only Noah was listening to God. God told Noah to build an ark, a really big boat. So Noah followed God's plan and built a boat that was 1.5 football fields long. That's a really big boat. Noah's neighbors laughed at him because there was any water in the desert where they lived. But God told Noah that a great flood was coming. Noah tried to warn the people to change their ways so that God would hear them too. But they wouldn't listen. They just continued to sin and live their selfish lives. Now God asked Noah to collect 2 of all the creatures of the earth and bring them back to the ark. He also told the animals to find Noah. So it wasn't hard for Noah to gather them all together. Pairs of each kind of animals were put safely inside the ark before it began to rain. Noah's wife and his 3 sons and their wives were also safe on the boat. When everyone was on board, God shut the doors. Noah and his family and the animals lived in the ark for 7 days before the first raindrops began to fall. Then it rained for over 40 days and 40 nights. Soon the earth was covered with water. Now after it stopped raining, the water continued to rise for another 150 days. The ark landed in the mountain range of Ararat during the 7th month of the flood. God sent a big wind and the waters began to evaporate. Noah and the floating zoo had to stay in the ark for several more months while the earth slowly dried out. Finally, Noah sent a raven out of the ark's window to look for land. The raven never returned. Noah waited another week for the water level to go down a little bit, and then he sent a dove out to do the exact same thing. The dove couldn't find a place to rest, so it returned to the ark. Another week passed, and then Noah sent the dove out again. This time it came back with an olive branch in its beak. Noah now knew that the water was low enough for a tree branch to show. When Noah sent off the dove a week later, it didn't return. The dove had found a place to live on dry land. Altogether, Noah and his family and the animals lived on the ark for 1 year, 1 month, and 27 days. It was now time for all of the creatures and Noah's family to move off the ark. Noah and his family and the animals needed to start life all over again. After everyone left the ark, Noah prayed to God and thanked him for keeping them all safe. Suddenly, a bright rainbow filled the sky. This was God's promise that he would never flood the earth again. That's such a great story. But it reminds us just how selfish and sinful we all are and can be. Whenever you think to do something wrong and you know you shouldn't be doing it, remember to ask yourself, what would Jesus do? You all have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week. God bless.